I admit, I am in need of souls right now. Or runes. I'm in need of runes.
The Sassy the Sasquatch Show is an incredible prequel to The Big Les Show, capturing all of the beauty and of course humor that the original series had. You see, the original Big Les Show ran from 2012 to 2019 and covered themes of existentialism and psychedelics to enlighten the characters within the show, and in turn, the viewers as well. And the character that guided most of this enlightenment is Sassy, an all-knowing, omnipotent Sasquatch.
Oh, what are you talking about, man?
Many people feel a deep connection to, including the creator of the show, Jared Wright, who used Sassy as a tool to talk himself through his own Kundalini awakening during Truma Island 2.
Aren't we all chasing the light, mate? Looking everywhere to find it.
I'm so glad I could show this to you, and you've gone so much further with it than I ever did.
Is that the Sassy the Sasquatch Show is actually one of the books and the background of the final shot, meaning that Jared had always planned on making the Sassy the Sasquatch Show. And 3 years later, on the 27th of June 2022, the first episode of the Sassy the Sasquatch Show was aired on YouTube. And I first started watching The Big Les Show when I was 13, and when I saw the first episode of the Sassy the Sasquatch Show pop up on my YouTube subbox, I was incredibly excited. And with that, let's get into the storyline. The first episode of the Sassy the Sasquatch Show starts off with Nigel, who we are introduced to during the Mike Nolan Show, video on that to come, sitting by a barbecue, when Sassy places his hand on him and comes to talk with him. And this conversation starts off rather pedestrian, with Sassy and Nigel talking about what kind of food they ate that day. However, midway through the conversation, Sassy tells Nigel about the time he saw a dinosaur, approximately 787,000 billion years ago. And at this point, we get transported back in time to Sassy being dropped off by hostile aliens who have stolen his stash. And once Sassy is dropped off, we then get the opening screen of the show. And this series gets right into the action, as within 4 minutes of the opening episode, Sassy is riding on a dinosaur and checking out the local scenery, before getting plopped on a tree. And upon descending down the tree, we see Donnie the dealer for the first time. However, it's not quite the Donnie the dealer we know and love today, as he can't even speak any English, and even grunts at Sassy when he tries to make contact. However, Sassy is soon able to trade his coconut water for some of Donnie's magic flowers. And when Sassy puts his hand on Donnie's shoulder, his life and memories of Sassy and Big Les all appear to him at once. And he's transformed back into Donnie the dealer.
When you touched me just then, I remember.
And I personally love this sequence because it gives us a first glimpse of the Sassy the Sasquatch Show playing around with time. And of course the events of the Big Les Show, something that will come into play later in the series. In the meantime, Donnie informs Sassy that there's a comet that's going to destroy the planet, and that he's planning on going to the top of the mountain to eat his magic plant and to watch the world end. And Sassy eagerly agrees to join him, giving us our first glimpse of Sassy really trying to make friends, and dealing perhaps with his own sense of loneliness that he finds himself in. And once Sassy and Donnie eat the magic flowers, we get an incredibly artistic scene where we see some vulnerability.
What really confuses me is how the first sneeze was so soft and gentle, the second was mean and aggressive.
However, Sassy's tiredness catches up to him, and he sleeps directly on the earth. Sassy being Sassy, he simply just wakes up on the other side of it. And at this point, we return back to Sassy and Nigel in front of the fire, where Nigel asks Sassy if he saw